Hey, this is Rama from Creations Landscape Designs. In this video, I wanted to share with you 10 garden must-haves. 10 things that I think, if you have the room and space to do so, that you should absolutely consider incorporating in your garden. But before I do that, I make videos about drought-tolerant plants, California native plants, sustainability, and anything and everything in between. So if you'd like to get more of that content in your feed, then hit the red subscribe button. All right, let's do this. The first garden must-have is a path to entrances. Now, for this particular project located in Mission Viejo, because there's a slope at the front, there needed to be some steps put in. And these steps eventually lead you to the side gate, to the garage, and more importantly, to the front door. And they are just wide enough for one person to be able to comfortably walk. Now, in this second picture, which you'll see in a second, the path goes from the street, again, to the front door, to the garage, and realistically, it doesn't matter what the path is made out of. At the minimum, it should be 4 feet wide, which would be comfortable for just one person, or slightly larger if you're accounting for accessibility. But having a path of some sort, whether it's straight, whether it's curved, will actually be beneficial to get you to where you want to go. Now in this picture, a portion of the path is curved and a portion of it is not. Again, there needs to be stairs to be able to get you to the front door, and in this case, you could add railing if you wanted accessibility. The second garden must-have is a space for entertaining. Now, some of you will not have a sufficient amount of room for this, but anything you can do would be better than nothing. So for example, in this case, there's a large dining table, there's a couch, a love seat, there's a barbecue, and there's sufficient space to entertain and have a good time with family and friends. Now, as you'll see in this next picture, what's interesting is the dining table is round. It's a little bit smaller because that's what the homeowners wanted to do. Yet there's still a large enough area that you could add extra seating if you wanted to. There's space to be able to congregate, have a good time, entertain, and enjoy time with your loved ones. So the third garden must-have is a space for relaxing. The idea here, for example, in this project, is that you're sitting with your hot cup of tea or a glass of wine and you're just chilling out for a second. Maybe you're listening to the birds or meditating if that's your thing. And you're just taking a moment, taking a breath for yourself. Now, in this next picture, which is a project in Dana Point, the seating is more out in the open. This is located in the front yard. But the premise here is similar. Just sit, relax, just take a deep breath. Life will sort itself out. It's not as complicated as most people make it out to be. And this allows for space to just be by yourself for even a minute. The fourth garden must-have is plants for wildlife, because what I would hope you would want is the beneficial birds and butterflies and hummingbirds to come over and party at your house. Not the neighbors, yours. You want to be able to say, hey, all the hummingbirds came and partied at my house and had a good time. I mean, I would want that if I lived in a traditional house. And the nice part is these plants not only will give you the beneficial wildlife to have to come hang out at your house, but those beneficial birds will eat all the non-beneficial bugs that you don't want in your garden. So it kind of works both ways, all of which in your favor. The fifth garden must-have is seasonal interest. Now, what I mean by this is having plants that bloom some time of the year and then having other plants that bloom at different time of the year. So every season there is something happening. A plant is doing something. Or maybe in one season a plant just for a minute goes dormant and comes back and reseeds itself. But every season something is happening. Now in this particular case, the fescue will bloom at a different season than the sage behind it is doing. It provides interest every season, and the sage happens to be scented, which provides year-round interest. And there are some plants that you could plant that do give you year-round beneficial interest. The sixth garden must-have is minimal maintenance. Now, the idea here is that you are leaving enough room for one plant to grow as it's supposed to. If a shrub is going to get 3 feet wide, you need 3 feet of space from the base of the shrub for it to be able to grow. You want to leave room, but also you want to use plants that are either California native and or drought tolerant plants that don't need to be watered often, that don't need to be trimmed often. In fact, what I always tell my clients is for the first 6 months to a year, don't touch the plant. Let it be, let it establish, do whatever it's going to do as it's naturally supposed to, and just enjoy the ride. And only trim it if it's absolutely necessary. The seventh garden must have is some sort of decorative element. So, for example, in this case, the pottery provides a decorative element. It provides a bit of interest. There's a boulder in the front that also adds some interest. And the idea is that you're putting a pop of wow, a pop of something in the garden that's not just plants in the ground. Now, in this case, for this project located in Fullerton, there's a dry riverbed which collects the rainwater. There's a bridge, and you have to cross that bridge to get to the bench at the very end. And you're nestled amongst the existing trees that are providing shade and providing just a little bit of something cozy for you to enjoy. The eighth garden must have, if you have the room, is room for edibles. In this particular case, there are 3 of these pots with grapevines attached in the pot, and the vines will eventually grow up and into and over the trellis, providing edible grapes for the homeowner to enjoy. Now, in this next picture that you'll see in a second, the edible garden beds were created specifically for the purpose of growing vegetables, herbs, etc. In this case, the homeowner has some flowering plants to attract the beneficial wildlife, but also there's tomatoes. There is a lemon tree off to the side that you can't see in this picture, but this is specifically provided for the purpose of growing edibles. And if you have room, you should consider it. The ninth garden must have is having an irrigation system. Let me explain. A lot of people say, oh, I can just hand water. And yes, you can. But at some point, after a certain point, it really and truly becomes boring and you won't do it. Trust me. Having an irrigation system means that the garden gets watered for you based on however the timer is set. It means that if it rains, the irrigation system shuts off. It means you don't have to worry about it. And the cool thing is, with the newer technology that exists out there, you can actually control the irrigation system with an app on your phone. It's no muss, no fuss. You don't have to worry about how the plants are getting watered. You don't have to go out there standing with a hose for hours. The 10th garden must have is having appropriate lighting. So for example, in this project, you'll see kind of in the distance, there's a path light. Path lights ensure that you can see where you're going at night along a specific path that gets you either to the front door or to the back or wherever it takes you. The idea is that you want to be able to not trip and fall at night. Now, in this picture, the lighting is somewhat decorative, but more so that if the homeowners are out here at night with a bunch of friends and they're grilling, there's sufficient lighting to be able to hang out and see each other and see what the other person is doing and be able to entertain and have a good time. The thing is also you want to have LED lighting because it'll last longer than any other source.